Hi and hello there my viewers, welcome back to my channel. I'm John Harris here and thank you for coming back. So today I'm gonna talk about Mobile Legend game and the Mobile Legend heroes that you play, your role as that hero, and what you should do, what you should not do as that one role. Oftenly when I play Mobile Legend, I always met funny player, troll, overconfident, AFK, and of course toxic player. There's a lot of them out there. But what I really can't stand is a player that did not fulfill their duty as that one role, and that really pissed me off sometimes. But what I'm trying to say here is, if you can't be the best player, at least try to be a better player, and I'm gonna explain that one by one. This rule may not apply to everyone, but if you have a feeling of unsatisfied with your match, or wondering why you keep losing in a match, I think it's worth your time to watch this video. So pay attention to what I'm about to say. I'm gonna start with basic first. In Mobile Legends, your goal is to enter enemy base and destroy the crystal. Keep that in mind. In order to do that, teamwork is very important. So don't just rush in alone without thinking. That will make you lose your gold coin, EXP, and slow down your growth, which will give enemy the advantage of surpassing your team. One thing you need to understand is, in this game, it's not necessary to kill the enemy. Reduce their HP and chase them away, it's more than enough, because what you really aim for is their turret and their crystal. But if you can finish them off, why not? As long as you're confident with your damage. Now this one is really crucial. I can forgive you if your rank is lower than epic tier, but it is unforgivable if you are on epic tier above but still can't sense enemy in the map or what they're about to do to kick your ass. No matter what role you are, always sharpen your sense and predict where and what enemy gonna do next. Eyes on a minimap when you are not on teamfight. This is to prevent from being ambushed by the enemy, and sometimes it does reveal enemy location, which will give you an advantage. During teamfight, predict when enemy gonna use their skill and what they're gonna do after that, because sometimes when they use up their skill they don't know what to do, so they kinda in doubt whether should they escape or keep fighting. So better pay attention. And not just the enemy, you will also need to predict what your teammate about to do, and always reserve one skill or spell that can let you escape when things get worse. And also, try your best to not feed the enemy, even if you are a tank. I know, you sacrifice yourself for the sake of the teammate, but as a tank, feeding on early game is a really bad thing, because just like I said before, that will give enemy the advantage to surpassing your growth and let their level grow higher than yours, which will be a very troublesome problem in late game. So try not to, even though on mid game, and even though it's on late game, just try not to feed. Alright, now this one is very important too. From picking heroes all the way to the end of the match, you need to decide which enemy you can kill, which turret to destroy. Should or should not you go for the turtle or lord, because sometimes people don't know what they should do, and they still can't react when enemy is on a turtle lane, and they don't know what to do when enemy is attacking the lord. So decision making is very important. However, decision making can be very different from time to time, but one wrong step in decision making will make you lose the whole match. Well, I think everyone should already know this, especially marksman and assassin. These two roles over here, their growth and level must exceed and need to be the highest in the whole matches compared with teammates and enemy team. If their growth and level is the same or lower than the enemy, that's not a good thing, that's a really bad thing, and you end up feeding if the enemy target lock on you. And remember, as a marksman and assassin, you will always be the first target, the main target for the enemy, so watch out. Alright, I hope you guys still with me here in this video because I'm about to talk about what you should do to fulfill your role as that one hero. As a fighter, it's important to take care of your own lane. Try to avoid a fight with a burst type mage or a duo team in early game if you are alone. Request backup if things like that happen. Fighters are the most efficient hero in early game team fight. Always join the war on early game if tanks are in presence. Not always, but if things get worse or you think that you can finish them off, just go for it. But oftenly you can finish them off because fighters have the most damage in early game. But if a tank is not there, don't surrender yourself. In late game, always stick to tank because fighters shine the most in the late game when they are together with tank. It's like high offense and high defense, sort of like spear and shield. And plus, tank really need fighter the most in late game as a close combat heroes. Remember this. Being a fighter is a simple hero, don't make it complicated. Just be aggressive when your tank is there with you. Trust me, you can finish the enemy off if you are together with a good tank. But if you are together with a dumb tank, I don't know what to say. Okay, this one role over here is unique and you need to be creative when playing mage role. What I'm trying to say, there are many types of mages, but let me explain it in a simple way. A combat type mage like Harith, Harley, Esmeralda, Guinevere, and any mage that are close combat type. They have skill that can let them escape. You will also need to be tactical when playing these heroes because their skill can only activate when they get close to the enemy. Usually their skill won't inflict a lot of damage in 1 or 2 hits, that's why you need to be tactical and play them like a fighter. A long range type mage like Gord, Lunox, Valir, Veil, and so on, this type of mage usually have 1 or 2 skill that does a lot of damage compared to combat type or a true damage, and have 1 skill that can crowd control the enemy. Yes, they always have 1, especially those long range type mage. This type of mage have slow movement and need to be with tank most of the time if possible. They can't run away like how the combat type are because it's fair, I think, since they have a skill that can crowd control the enemy, but they have slow movement and can't really run away from the enemy. That's why they need to be with tank together. Quite fair, I think. As this type of mage, you need to be as annoying as possible to the enemy. This helps a lot, trust me. Next is Assassin. This role over here is the key to the victory, and I will talk a lot about it. Sadly, not much people want to be Assassin. There's a reason why actually. First, Assassins are being acknowledged for the heavy damage in early to mid game. But the mistake here is players usually die in early game team fight. No, you don't do that. If you want to pose a threat to the enemy, keep farming, steal enemy jungle, steal their turret, and also steal their mage and marksman. And make sure your goal and level are the highest in the whole matches. As an assassin, your main target is their mage and marksman, because mage and marksman are the base hero in team fight. You are an assassin, so sneak from behind enemy and finish them off. Never do it from front because the enemy tank will stop you, and assassin biggest weakness is tank. Never ever attack the tank as an assassin. That was a really stupid move, alright? Also, make sure you have your ultimate move before joining team fight, because assassin ultimate move are the only skill for team fight. Remember that, alright? No matter what assassin you play, always remember this. After team fight, proceed to steal enemy jungle, go solo split push, and clear the minion. Very important, alright? Now you see why assassins are the key to victory if you play properly. Just play them like a thief who keeps stealing everything. That's all. Alright, still with me here in this video? Good, I'm almost done. Hang on a little bit. This one, Everyone's favorite heroes always fight to be this role and yet don't know what to do. Being a marksman are also like Assassin. They are also the key to victory. Assassin will take control in early to mid game, but marksman will need to take control from mid to late game. If Assassin can't fight tank and fighter in late game, marksman will do it. In fact, marksman can kill anyone in late game. There are also high chance for you to get savage if playing marksman. That's why everyone wanna be that role, just for that savage. Just to show off, I guess. But they didn't play properly. Your role as marksman is to keep farming for the team goal and clear minion, get a turtle. Go for the turret when there's no enemy guarding it, but don't stay too far away from teammates, especially tank, because marksmen don't have any escaping skill like Assassin did. So make sure your goal and level always stay the highest during the whole matches. Don't do dumb stuff like join team fight in early game, because that will waste your time and slow down your growth. Marksmen are meant to shine on late game, so keep farming and grow your level as fast as possible. When you reach late game earlier than the enemy, they can't stop you anymore. You can just keep killing them. And make sure you are not too close to the enemy. Stay on a spot where you are less likely to get ambushed by the enemy, because you don't know where they're gonna pop up and take you down, especially Assassin. Boy oh boy, the role that everyone hates the most. Why? Because tank can't kill, only high defense. What for? Oh my goodness. If you are saying this, please go back to the first minute of this video and start listening again. Tank are the best support role in any match if played properly. Don't be stupid and build damage item for tank. No, don't do that. Don't ever do that. That will most likely ruin the whole matches and defeat the purpose of being a tank. Keep in mind, being a tank means protect your team and you need to be able to take damage from the enemies. Being a tank also means that you need to make use of your crowd control skill. If you want to help your teammate to farm, please build roaming mask to avoid sharing gold, because if you don't build it, their growth will slow down. In fact, as a tank, please build your mask as early as the game started, because you don't want to lose that early minutes goal. So try your best not to feed on early game, or else you will be a burden. Trust me. If you're feeding on early game, it's like you're helping the enemy to get fed faster. Finish your mask as soon as possible, because it helps a lot in team fight. Trust me. Your role as a tank is to roam the whole map and reveal enemy in the map, guard your team when they are getting the turtle or lord. When a war happens, be there as soon as possible to avoid more casualties. Make sure in early game you are with mage or fighter or assassin, because they are early game damage dealer but squishy. That's why you need to be there to protect them. So you need to be the shield. Always check on your marksman in minimap from time to time, because they are enemy's favorite target. Prioritize on protecting your mage and marksman in late game, because these two roles are the most effective hero in team fight. Control the enemy and don't let the enemy attack your damage dealer. Basically, you need to be a big fishnet to capture the enemy while your damage dealer finish them off. Remember that, alright? And don't chase down the enemy if none of your teammates with you. Okay? Always remember this, because I always saw an overconfident tank where they chase down enemy without their teammate with them, and that, I don't know, maybe they didn't look at a minimap or didn't predict where will the enemy came from. They chase down that one enemy with a very low HP and then end up being gangbanged by the enemy. Karma. Well, I think maybe this is the reason why people hate playing tank. There's so many things you need to do as a tank. But without tank, it's really hard for you to win a match. And even though you have a tank, that tank needs to be good and know what to do. Now the last one is support role. Support role is very simple. What you need to do as a support role is build something for them that are useful in team fight. Of course, that will be include the roaming mask. Support role has the best crowd control skill amongst all heroes. So, whenever there's a team fight, make sure support and tank are together. It will increase the chance of enemy wipeout. Don't build too much offensive item. Build something like reduce enemy lifesteal amount, slow down the enemy, reduce enemy physical or magic defense, and some defensive item for yourself. Well, I think that's it for the guide. If you managed to reach here at the end of this video, I hope this guide will help you to be a better player or at least improve your playstyle. This guide are meant for you to understand what you should do as that one hero. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like this video if you enjoy it and leave a comment below if you have a better way to improve one playstyle. Who knows, maybe you have better idea. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more video from me. And that's it for today. See you again in my next video. Bye.